Hello, year 5. It's Friday. Yeah, got the feeling. So last day of term, before we break up, big news this week, obviously, is there for all to see. I don't know if you recognise Meadow Close or whether you live there even. I don't know where that is at all, but I might drive down there. It looks pretty cool. So we're going to start today's lesson by just doing a quick recap. Okay, so this week we've looked at different types of conjunctions, and hopefully you used them all in your extended right yesterday. So what I thought would be quite good for us all is to have a go at applying the skills that we've learnt this week by doing a worksheet. Okay, so we're going to look at 3 types of conjunctions. So coordinating, so using a word like or; subordinating, so using although; or correlative, which means that you need to use a pair of conjunctions in one sentence. So it's quite tricky to explain like this, but we will have a look. I'll give you an example of the first one. So the top line here, we're looking at 2 sentences. We could go to the shop. We could go sledging. So I'm going to use a coordinating conjunction to join those to make one sentence, okay, and 2 clauses. So we could go to the shops, or we could go sledging. Okay, if we're looking at subordinating clause, we carried on sledging. It was really cold. So we carried on sledging although it was really cold. Another example of a subordinating clause would be because. Okay, we carried on sledging because it was really cold. You could use even though it was really cold. Okay, when you have a look at the worksheet, there's lots of different examples, so don't panic, it will all be clear. Right, so the last one, hard to say, correlative. Okay, so this is when we need to use a pair of conjunctions in one sentence. So the example is, we could go to the shops, we could go sledging. So we could say, we could either go to the shops or we could go sledging. So we're using 2 conjunctions in one sentence. Okay, now the work sheets are in the resources. There are 3 different levels, so you can choose which one you want to have a look at, and you can either print them out or you can copy out the sentences in your book. So a lower level has 1 star, mid-level 2 star. If you want to really push your level of challenge, you've got 3 stars to be looking at. Okay, all of the answers are there as well, so don't go to the answers first. That wouldn't be right. So pause the video, have a go at those, and I'll see you in a moment. Odell, come here. Good boy. Just so I can prove that that noise in the background is not Mrs. B, it's not Freya, it's actually Ordell. So he's on snuffle patrol at the moment, so I thought I'd just prove it. Say hi to everyone. He's enjoying the snow, aren't you? Say something. Jumbone. Oh, that's got him excited. Right, let's put him down and move on with our lesson. Cool. Here we go. So today I would like you to write a recount. Now this is going to be based on your own experiences of this week. Okay, keep saying okay, I don't know why. There has been a major event that has affected the whole country, and that is of course the snow. Now, everyone's been talking about it, it's been on the news, there's no escaping it. It might have caused you problems or your family problems, it might have just been the best time ever. So I would like you to create your own recount. Now if you're not too sure about what I mean by recount, that is writing in the past tense, so you're using the past tense about an experience that you have had or an imagined experience that somebody has had, so you put yourself in their shoes. I want you to really think about the experience that you have had this week, because snow and snow days don't happen all the time, very rare, so I'd like you to record that in your own words. So what do we need to do? You've got to think first about how this experience has affected you. Okay, I've said it again. So use the 5 W's at this point, and this is to gather your ideas. So you need to jot down a few ideas. Who, what, where, why, when. Who have you seen? Who have you met up with? Who have you spoken to or Zoomed? What have you done? Where have you been? You might have been out sledging. Why? So this could be, why is there snow? Why? You might have had a problem, so why did that occur or happen, and when has this happened? So you might focus on just one day or one event. It's up to you. You might do your recount based on the whole week. It is up to you. So you are applying the skills from this week to create your own recount. Once you've got your ideas and you've thought about events that have happened, you need to make a plan. Now we always say this is really important because then you are in a really good place to do your write. So think about the chronology of events and a timeline. You don't want to be starting off, we did this on a Thursday and on Monday we did this. You've got to get it in order. Okay, so at lunchtime we did this, but in the morning we did that. It's in the wrong order. So that's where your plan will really help you to structure your recount. And again, I've said you could write about a single day, a single event, or the whole week. Down to you. Good. When you come to do your writing, your draft, think about what Michael Rosen said. Use emotive words, so it's not just, oh, I went to Teletubby Hill and slid down there on a fertilizer sack full of snow or on an old tin tray. Make it interesting. How can you make that interesting? You're going to have to write about the weather. Write about how you feel. Okay, so use your thoughts and opinions. Did you get soaked to the bone? Did you get so cold that it began to hurt, but you still stayed out anyway? You were determined to make the most of it. I saw Mrs. Wisner shooting down a hill on a sledge, and she went for not miles and miles, but a long way. How much excitement was that? And that was kind of afternoon, so it's actually dark as well. Can you include any speech or reported speech, or use direct speech? Use your inverted commas. You want to structure your recount using paragraphs, and again that's going to be based on your experience. All right, so describe, use description. and that will make it interesting. Good. So this is the kind of pathway that you need to go through before you do your write. Doesn't have to be a huge amount of writing, but just make it really clear. Okay, you do need to make a few notes of your ideas, what you're going to write about, then plan it, then do your writing, read it back to yourself, make sure it makes sense. Try and use a range of conjunctions, and you can look back at the resources from this week to help you. And last and final point, you might include a picture and a caption. So you could either draw that, you might have photographs that you can print out. It's entirely up to you. So it's Friday, it's the last English lesson of this term. I'm going to say have a really, really good day, and if I don't catch up with you, have a really, really great half term. I'm just praying for more snow, if I'm honest. I love it. Excellent. So guys, that leaves just one last thing for me to say. Some of you might already know what I'm going to say, because it's become a little bit of a catchphrase in the bubble, and that is cheerio. Great stuff.